and we're looking at Bigfoot as well. But again, your support will help us, help the residents here in your city. You know, we're a phone call and text away, and I know you all know that. And a great example is the last freeze or spell of cold weather several weeks ago, and I did receive a call and a text from the city manager about water needed down here for the residents, and so you all did come up to the food bank, pick that up, and got it down here in your town. So that's just a small example of how we can help. The overall strategy is to end hunger, and we can't do it alone. So our government friends, city, county, state, and federal, all have a part and a role. And if you all do go out to Washington, D.C., and you see our federal friends, encourage them to keep engaged and to get that farm bill. And thank you for the advocacy.
All right, Mario, thank you. We appreciate what you provide for our community, and you're always ready to help out. We're grateful for that. So thank you, Mario.
And we have a check, not a real one, Mario, but we do have a real one too. You have to just have y'all take a quick picture. There you go, there it is over there. I drafted it myself. Y'all mind taking a quick picture of the
Council,
little,
you stand up.
check there, I don't know.
I can't see this person. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all.
All right, going on to item 6B. This is ISO is the ratings that we have in the city, the community, how we're judged about our insurance claims. City manager, you can
Yes.
address that issue.
Crystal, is there a person on?
Yes, Mr. Christopher's on your side.
Mr. Carter. Mayor, I'll be brief, I'll make some quick introductions. I think some folks from the fire department are also here. But the ISO rating and kind of what we're looking at today, and I wanted to present to the council, in my opinion, is good news, what we've achieved. ISO ratings in a nutshell basically determine insurance rates for the entire city, commercial and residential. Determines your rates, how much you're gonna pay. And so there's a group out here that I always call them, they're the Insurance Services Office, or the ISO, that puts together a report every 5 years. And what you have in the packet beginning on page 46 is that report. That report will go to the Insurance Agency of Texas. It's here somewhere, I probably misquoted that, but in saying that, what that'll do is they will use that rate, again, to determine what our insurance rates should be for the city of Pearsall. And so it's an important report. At the end of the day, in my opinion, we're better off now than we were 5 years ago as far as the rate. From what I gather, and Chris can talk to you a little bit more, maybe some of the fire staff as well, as kind of educate you as best they can, based on fire prevention, what you're doing to try to deal with hazard mitigation as it relates to fires. So it's a whole task of things that they look at. Water, whether there's available water, to communities and subdivisions to put out fires. That's another thing they look at. So in saying that you have the entire report, I will, I'm not going to go into the entire report, but I will say this: we went up a whole point. Went down. Down up. What I understand, it's a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. So the lower you are on the scale, the better as far as your points. We were at a 5 last 5 years ago. From what I understand, we were at a 6. We were close to being a 4. So it's gotten better. So I will look at, if you have questions as far as the summary, you can look on page 72. But I think there's some fire department staff, and I believe Mr. Carden's on the line. Is that right, Mr.?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carter, can you give us a brief summary of what this entails and what this study says?
Sure, Mr. Mayor, council members, good evening, thank you for having me. My name is Chris Carden, I'm a field representative for Verisk. We're an analytics company that does surveys of communities, towns, villages, cities throughout the state of Texas to help establish insurance ratings for both residential and commercial properties. The data that we collect is given to the insurance companies, and therefore they set their rates. Like the city manager said, the rating scale is a 1 to 10, 10 basically being non-protected or basically no fire protection, to a class 1 department. The majority of departments in the state of Texas are class 5s, and we were very happy to see Versol go from a 6. That was actually back in 2015, and they just had not been done in a while. I came down, met with the fire chief, the fire staff. Like they said, we look at 3 main things of every community: the dispatch center, how quickly they're dispatched to fire calls, how that data is tracked, the fire department itself and how they operate, training, fire suppression, their equipment, and then we look at the water systems of the community. And that gives us that rating, and for a volunteer department, as Versol is, a 5 is a very good rating. I stand for any questions.
Council, you have any questions? I think this is appropriate. Citizen, I mean, what this equates to is real savings for y'all as these rates continue to drop, your insurance rates drop, and it is a testament to our fire department. We've got 2 of them here. I think just 2, Steve, you and Tom. So anyway, and y'all realize it is a volunteer fire department, so these men and women work full-time jobs and go and support our community. But we're very grateful for you guys and what y'all do day in and day out to keep us safe and provide another layer of protection. So again, congratulations to being a large reason why we improved that rate from a 6 to a 5. So anyway, very grateful for you guys, for what y'all do. Thank you very much. Anything else? Council, any other questions? So good, keep it up 5 years from now. We'll just see that go to a 4, then to a 3, and on down. But anyway, we'll do the best we can. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Moving on to next item. Okay, this is item 6C, presentation of Victor Trevino Sports Complex Master Plan Review. Yolanda, you have the floor. This is the last of our presentation.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. We're gonna be we're gonna go through this really fast, because I know we have a long agenda. Some of you have been attending the community meetings that we've been having throughout the month of January, and I believe we had some in December. You have here for the members that are out here in the community, the council approved for us to prepare a master plan to address the Trevino Sports Complex. And Ms. Deborah Dockery is the architect who is doing this. So Mr. Ramiro Trevino is going to go over it. We also had a was it QR? Is that
QR
the QR codes? We gave those out. It's a survey. Mr. Trevino is going to go over the results of the survey.
Mr. Hotel.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Hotel.
Oh, Mr. Oh, sorry. Oh, you think I know that by initials?
Ram, you ready? All right, moving on.
Okay, so we're gonna get going really quick through this. Miss Crystal, if you wanna do the PowerPoint slides real quick.
Did you Miss, do we have a flash? Did you provide it on the flash drive?
Can you go to, the attachment will show up that way.
Attachment.
It's in the packet,
It's in
right?
the packet.
Yes, I don't have the packet, but,
Oh, you know.
yes, no.
So some of the slides here will show what, we have about 60 acres that potentially could be developed and turned into a sports complex park with other additional amenities out there, in addition to the sports complex. And these are renderings that, based on the surveys, some of the suggestions as to what we could see potentially out there. The funding and thought behind that is we would go out for, of course, grant funds. One of them being the Texas Parks and Wildlife. And one of the things, and I know, Councilman Trevino has been, very interested in capturing some of the things that the Texas Parks and Wildlife grant looks at, is not only from the sports side of things, but they also want to see what other populations we would provide for as far as amenities, the disabled, the elderly, other programs, a multi-purpose building that would house aquatics or a health center, a field that's for hockey or soccer, things like that, a hiking trail. So these are some of the things that came up during the survey. Let me see, Mr. Amita, will you cover those, Mr. O'Donnell? Some of the results of the survey?
We had 2 meetings. One was December 14th, 2023. Then we had the second one, January the 25th, 2024. Like I said, we sent out the survey to get an idea of what the public wants. For the first one, I mean, we only had 48 that came back. So out of the 48, questions like which activities the public would like to participate. A little over 70% was festivals and special events. 50% was preferred baseball and softball. So question 3 was what improvements would the public like to see? A lot of them said that many of them on the survey recommended that improve the city park restrooms. That's a given. It's in every question that we asked in this survey. It had to do with the restrooms. So restrooms, more playground equipment, the shade area, improve the shading. So that's what it was on that survey. How often does the public visit the parks? Weekly, about 45%. Monthly, 29%. Daily, a little over 13%. Is it what kind of facilities or amenities would the public like to have in our city parks? Again, more restrooms, water fountains, shade coverings. So it's basically it was just that one thing that stuck out. More restrooms. And I know we have to do our ADA compliance, our restrooms, that improve the concession stand. So that's one of the 2 biggies that we got. One of the master improvements that we were thinking about, the public wants, is more parking, more restrooms, concession stand, kitchen space, irrigation to the backfields, a broadcast area, make it bigger. So we had a lot of things that, one of the biggest issues was improve the lighting around the jogging trail, at the football / soccer field for more practices during the night. Replant more grass at the practice fields, which we're gonna do that. Improve fencing, the backstops, additional walking trails at our city parks. That was, you all know that we got one already at Patiño Park. That's a walking trail. That's what we got the stations for exercise around the park, because that is one of our walking trails that we got. So and then also what we're going to do is we're going to try to send this survey out to the senior citizens, see what they want. We'd like to have their response on a citizen center or something, or, more, maybe another swimming pool or so and so forth, so, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice to get, so many thoughts and recommendations from the public. As soon as we get, we're gonna be doing it for a while now, and spreading out this survey, and the more events that we're gonna have around the city.
And we'd like to reach more of the community so we can have a greater input and comments as to the types of facilities. So we have, I recently attended a TAB meeting with the San Antonio University Health System. It's an organization here that meets on a monthly basis. And I talked about the project, handed out some of the QR codes. We are going to attend, I believe the county is going to have an event in March. We plan to be there, also taking in surveys. We have the opening ceremonies coming up as well
For Lily.
for Little League, and we will be out there also taking surveys, so we can see a variety of comments and inputs from the different populations. We want to address the at-risk youth, have more activities for them, a learning center, kind of multi-purpose where we do arts and cultural events. So some of those are the things that we're looking at. Those are the things that Texas Parks and Wildlife looks at, and very favorably, the fact that we have a master plan as well will score us points. With that said, that's, unless you all have any other questions.
So I believe that we're moving as well into setting up at H-E-B and Walmart. I think we're looking at that as well on a Saturday. So any council wants to join, I think we'll let that either to get that information. The purpose of this is to engage the community because we want to know what is it that you're looking at. What do you want to come to the city of Pearsall? At this point, we want to know your thoughts and pitch it to the council so that we can start moving forward and planning ahead from 5 years from now. How is that sport complex going to benefit the community? What do we want 3, 4, 5 years from now? So that you know that these were your thoughts, these were your engagement into what you want your community to look like. So that's the whole purpose of the council going out to the public now to give us that feedback and making sure that you're engaged in this process as well.
And as far as timelines, we'd like to have something ready for the next funding cycle through the Texas Parks and Wildlife. We didn't get funded this last grant application that was submitted. However, I think, with this master plan completed and looking at it differently on the approach, I am trying to schedule a meeting with Texas Parks and Wildlife. Many of the council members would like to attend. It's a kind of a one-on-one to give us some feedback on the application that was submitted and, what we need to work on. So I'm working on scheduling a meeting for that as well, so we can be ready for the next round and be successful. Thank you all very much.
FYI, just want to let you guys know, we're getting more and more recommendations or call-ins from the select teams from San Antonio, the Austin area, the close to Houston area, wanting to come to Pearsall and play. So that should give us a little bit more of a push for us to get these new improvements done at the park.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 7, this is our public hearing part. Susan, this is basically kind of for y'all. We've got 7 applications for various conditional use permits and things kind of outside of our ordinances. So what is required is that we open a public hearing to allow those that may have questions or comments regarding that. And so with 7 on the docket, I'm going to open it and give you about 5 or 6 seconds to indicate if you want to make a comment. If not, we're going to close and move on to the next one. But if you have a comment, I'll give you have 3 minutes to speak. We'll go down the line. But because we're so many, we're going to open and close. Go from there. All right, City Council, you ready? Item 7A. Open public hearing. It is 7:21. All right, open on a request for a land use variance of 14 feet side yard setback from the minimum width of 15 feet concurrently with the application for a conditional use permit for Abigail Morales to allow a 12 by 56, 2024 manufactured home to be located at North Peach Street. Legal description is further described, and the application requesting a 14 feet variance to the side yard minimum being 15 feet. This is an open public hearing. Is there any comments? Is there any comment? Anybody wish to say anything? That being the case, that hearing is now closed. It is 7:22. Okay,